Well, now we've got the meat on the grill, guys. We're going heavy duty here. Nancy's just been rocking and rolling this morning, and now she's got the pork chops going. We've got two different types of glazes on these. Could you describe those real quick for us, Nancy?
Sure. The ones in front are just maple syrup, salt, pepper, and then the ones in back just have a barbecue rub and a little bit of olive oil on them. And I just put those in a Ziploc bag, let them sit overnight. You could let them sit up to a couple days, depending on how flavored you want them to be, but it does help a little bit, especially with pork.
And one thing that I've learned here is you just slap them on the grill. You don't touch them. You sear them for, what is it, 3 minutes?
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes,
and
depending
flip them, do it again.
depending on how hot the grill is. And but yeah, that's really important with pretty much anything on the grill. When you put it on, leave it alone and let it sear, and then it won't stick.
Okay, and then after they've seared, then you stick them to the cooler side of the grill. Let them sit for another, 5 minutes or so?
Yeah, continue cooking until they get to the doneness that you want them to be.
Makes sense. And, one thing I've discovered so far this morning, I've been way overcooking all of my meat. I always leave it on much longer than that because I'm always afraid that it's not going to
and
be
sometimes
cooked,
you need to, especially like you said, you use charcoal.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit longer because it doesn't get quite as hot.
Okay.
So.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thanks for showing us all this stuff. We've got some veggie kebabs
welcome.
coming up in a little bit. We'll let you know how the pork chops are doing throughout the show as well. And we've got some buns here just for fun. So looks good. All right. Again, we've got awesome food. Veggie kebabs are out. We're going to be sticking those on the grill here in a minute. The pork chops are cooking. It smells awesome out here, guys. I wish I could just transfer smell-o-vision over to all you folks at home because Nancy knows her stuff. All right, pork chops are grilling up right now, and they look awesome here. They smell good, too. We've got 2 different kinds. Nancy has been grilling up, and now we've got the vegetable kebabs on the grill as well. Tell us real quick, a little summary of what we got going here, Nancy.
These pork chops in the front, these are boneless pork chops. They're about 1.5 to 2 inches thick. The ones in the front are barbecue. The ones in the back just have a maple black pepper glaze.
Okay.
And then these veggie kebabs just were marinated in a little bit of balsamic vinegar, olive oil, basil, salt, and pepper. And then I just threw them on the skewers, and they're in this basket just to make life a little bit easier because you can actually just turn the whole basket, and you don't have to worry about flipping each kebab. And so
you gave me a handy tip too when it comes to grilling meat, so you don't have to stick a meat thermometer in. How do you know when it's done?
Well, the done-er, I don't think that's a word, but the more done the meat gets, the firmer it's going to get. So if you make a fist and you feel the softest part of your hand, that's kind of where you want to start with rare. And then as you move further into the firmer part of your hand, well done is super firm, and then in the middle is like a medium. And but yeah, if you want to be foolproof, use a meat thermometer, cook it to 160 for like a medium well. 145 is a good medium rare.
Cool. Well, thanks for all the tips. This will certainly help for my grilling competition coming up here in 2 weeks. Check this out. We've got 4 pork chops now finished. We're going to throw the buns on the grill as well. And then last but not least, we do have some vegetables on the grill as well. Some awesome shish kebab coming up here in just a little bit. So that's great. Plus, still to come, we're going to be grilling corn. We've also got some desserts, including pineapple and some angel food cake. I want to show you this awesome pork chop that we've been working on here all morning long. It's really good. Nancy, you're an awesome cook, by the way.
Thank you very much.
So, very good. All right, so we got vegetables here. We got the pork chops. And
this, we just sliced up the pork chop, and we're going to put on a sandwich.
Okay.
A little bit of white cheddar cheese.
I like it. I like it. Cool. Well, we're going to check in here in just a bit. We've got some more stuff coming up. Not too challenging. By the way, I just want to get this out. She lost 75 pounds. Incredible. Just awesome, Nancy. Great work.
Thank you.
All right. So anyway, you've got this awesome style of cooking here with very healthy ingredients. We've been working on these this morning. What are you dishing up right now here?
These are just some mini pork barbecue sandwiches. And those I thought would be a really good thing for 4th of July. I just took those barbecue pork chops, sliced them up, and then I took some of my caramelized onion, apple cider vinegar barbecue sauce, and a little bit of white cheddar cheese.
Okay.
So real easy, real fun, easy to have at a barbecue.
Really delicious too.
Would be a good thing to have.
It's almost like finger food.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Very cool.
And then we have the maple pork chop, and I'm going to take a little bit of compound butter, the thing I was telling you about before.
Compound butter. Never heard of it before?
Yeah,
sounds interesting though.
Really easy thing to do. It makes a really nice sauce. It's really popular on filet. They'll do like a blue cheese compound butter, and all it is you take butter. In this case, I use margarine, trying to be a little healthy. But and you either put it in your Cuisinart, or you can just mix it by hand. Use a hand mixer, and you can put herbs, cheese, anything really into it that you want to use. In this case, I used maple syrup, rosemary, and you chill it, and then you cut it and you put it on the meat when it's done, and then it melts over the meat, kind of turns into a nice easy sauce.
I love that when you just get the sauce bubbling and boiling and the meat's just cooking in it, and you just know it's going to taste good because the whole house smells like it.
Yeah.
And then we got the vegetables. We've been on these for a while now.
Pull those off of there.
I would have thought that vegetables wouldn't take as long as meat, but that's not necessarily true, right?
Yeah, it just depends how done you like them. And in this case, I kept them on the cool side of the grill for most of the time.
Okay.
But I like to get, especially the red peppers, get those a little charred so they're more like a roasted red pepper flavor, bring out the sugars in those. But veggies are so easy because you can do them at the same time as the meat, just throw them on there. And like we talked about before, the more you can do on the grill outside, the cooler you can keep your house.
Yeah. A couple of real quick tips here for people who are novice grillers like me. You want to sear your meat. Get that done first, put it on for maybe 2-3 minutes, and flip it, do it again, sear it, and then just kind of set it to the side, cook it for 5 minutes or so.
Really important, because that's, I think, where most people make the mistake. If somebody says to you, oh, every time I try to grill, it just sticks. Like we talked about fish. Fish is a lot of people think is really difficult to do, but if you follow those easy tips of put it on the grill, don't touch it for 2 or 3 minutes, because once the meat or the fish or anything really, like we learned with the pizza dough, once it browns and cooks, it's not going to stick to the grill. So just give it a chance to do its thing, and then it'll flip over for you really nice and easy.
Okay.
No
very
sticking.
Good.
Sticking is not a good thing.
I don't want my stuff to fall apart in front of everybody for this competition.
Right, yeah.
So I'll have to make sure to do that.
And I just used, you don't want to use like pancake syrup. You have to get the real maple syrup. And that's a good tip even just for boneless pork chops at home in the oven or on the stovetop. When they're done cooking, just pour a little bit of maple syrup, some fresh cracked black pepper on them. It's really good. I like sweet with pork, so.
Okay,
do you like,
sounds
very
awesome.
tasty.
So wait, do you like pork, Stephanie?
Yeah.
And maple syrup?
I do like maple syrup.
We have found something she'll eat
All
on
right,
the show.
Stephanie's going to finally get something to eat.